Junkies, to another media side review of a summer film called Don't Be Afraid of the Dark.
Sally, what do you think? We worked really hard to get it ready.
This house is unsafe for a child.
Who are you? Her name is Sally. I don't like it here.
Now this movie is, of course, intended to be scary. Not exactly horror, but, thriller, shock, There are a couple of times where there's some pretty scary shit, but, nothing serious. Now, the film is directed by Troy Nixey, and it stars Katie Holmes, Guy Pearce, and Bailey Madison. And those of you who don't know, Troy Nixey, here in the majority, because I had no idea who this guy is. The story is about the little girl, played by Bailey Madison, who is sent to her father because her mom can't handle her anymore, is what it sounds like. And she's been raised so messed up by the mom. She takes pills like an old person. At one point, you actually see her watch go off an alarm, and she just takes the pills in the middle of the conversation. Now, her father is in a relationship with Katie Holmes' character, and they are both restoring this old house by a famous artist who you see at the beginning of the movie, and they live in the house while they're restoring it. And that's pretty much the whole premise for them being there. Now, the little girl ends up getting called by these creatures because they hear her name through the vents. So they whisper, creepishly, like they go, Sally, which is Bailey Madison's character name is Sally. And she follows the voices and discovers their hideaway. But they sound creepy as all hell. I don't know any kid that would want to do that. Especially since it's in a dark basement with a bolted up furnace. You know something's wrong down there. But anyway, the whole thing is based on an Irish fairy tale. Fairies can be evil or good in Irish fairy tales. In this case, they're evil, of course, and they come up from the depths of the earth and stuff. But the fairy tale it's based on is about how these things have existed before man, and once man came along, we became their food. Every time they come to the surface, they need to at least take one person in order to be satisfied, I suppose. However, I don't know why they have to take a person. Maybe it's their preferred food choice. But it seems like this is the origin of the Tooth Fairy. Evil, but still an origin. The movie was pretty good, in my opinion. I mean, I like these kind of things that are based on these old myths. Would I buy it, rent it? I would say I would rent this movie. It's definitely worth seeing in one time at least. If not in theaters, then rent it. But if you don't really have a surround sound or pretty good audio system, you're not really going to get that scare factor that you would in the theater. That's our review on Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, and hope you tune in next time for our next reviews.